Hello and God bless you. This is Bishop Kenyon. Today I want to talk to you about desperation and the timing of God. Often when you get tired of waiting, you can make decisions rooted in desperation. And desperation is the father of bad decisions. In other words, when you want to see something happen so bad, you may be inclined to do things you otherwise wouldn't do, make decisions you otherwise wouldn't make, or take risks you otherwise wouldn't take. I'm reminded of a story that I read about a soldier in North Korea who was so desperate to get to South Korea, desperate for change, that he tried to escape the North by running to freedom into South Korea. While he was running, he was shot 7 times, but with 7 bullets in his body, he kept running because he was desperate for a change. Abraham and Sarah are a case study in desperation. When they got tired of waiting on God, they decided that Abraham should sleep with Hagar to perhaps get a child by her. After all, Sarah had never been able to have children, and in their culture, there was a social stigma connected to being unable to conceive and bear a child. Some people even believed that it was a sign that you were cursed by God. I want you to think about this from Sarah's perspective, though. Year after year, Sarah watched her servants give birth to children. Her servants were productive while she could not produce. Sometimes when you see other people being blessed and you're standing in the middle of an unchanging situation, you have to fight the temptation to make a desperate decision. Now, Sarah wanted what they had, and they wanted what Sarah had, so nobody was contented. How many times have you felt like if you had somebody else's life, your life would be complete? But you have to be content where you are until things change. Paul said, I have learned that in whatsoever state I am in, therewith to be content. Every day Sarah saw the children of her servants playing in the field. Every day she saw this, she was reminded of what she couldn't do and wondered, Lord, what's wrong with me? Eventually, she probably asked, Lord, why haven't you blessed me? Have you ever wondered what's wrong with me? There must be something wrong with me, or else I'd be married now. There must be something wrong with me, or else I would be further along in my life now. And in an effort to understand why things have not changed, you search for reason to explain your lack of productivity. You seem to be doing what's necessary to produce, but the outcomes leaves you with more questions than answers. Am I talking to anybody that can agree with me today? But you know what? You got to remember that for everything there is a season and a time for every matter under heaven. Now, a season is a point in time that is defined by certain characteristics. As summer is characterized by heat and winter by cold, the seasons of your life have certain characteristics as well. There are seasons of joy, seasons of sadness, seasons of peace, seasons of war, seasons of struggle. But oh, the blessing is that seasons do change. Winter changes to spring, spring to summer, and summer changes to fall. And your situation will change for the better. Change is in your future. So don't you get bogged down by the appearance of impossibility. Your season is coming. Change is coming your way. Sarah was in a long season of barrenness, but it would change. They had waited and waited, and it seemed that waiting wasn't working. Have you ever felt like waiting was just not working in your favor? Because you've been waiting so long and nothing has changed. And you know what? Sometimes it's not that you have been waiting or going through, but it's how long you've been waiting. The longevity of an unchanged situation has the potential to rob you of your faith. But keep waiting. Your change is coming. Job 14:14 reads, all the days of my appointed time, I will wait till my change come. I decree and declare that your change will come. Sometimes you look at how long the clock has been ticking and you feel that you're running out of time, but don't worry about the clock because God is the timekeeper. In football, clock management is the manipulation of the game clock to work in the team's favor. There are strategic times when the coach will stop the clock or let it run. Whichever one he chooses to do, he does it to help the team win. God is managing the clock of your life to help you win. Believe me when I tell you the delay is working in your favor. So keep hope alive. I love Romans 4 because in Romans 4 the Bible says that Abraham hoped against hope. Meaning that even though he had no physical reason to believe that a change was on the horizon, he yet believed that a change was going to come. He was old, his wife was old, and she had been barren all her life, yet he kept expecting God to bring about a change. And when the time was right, time ushered in a change into his life. I want to encourage you to trust that the timing of God is working in your favor. Time is not just passing, it's working. And God is using time to work for you. Be encouraged. Don't make desperate decisions. Wait on God.